Hey, what's up, YouTubers? Today I'm going to be doing let me see what model number this is, 'cause I forgot. This is a LG 42LN5700 model. Hey, how's it going, you guys? Joshua and from the Ashes. So how's everybody doing? I'm going to be replacing the LEDs on this. This is a LG 42 inch. Fun. Friday night repair. So let's get started. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking the shields off here. What we're going to do is test it. I'm going to show you guys how to test the LED strips in the TVs. What I'm going to be doing is if you have a whole strip here, you're going to be applying like, say around 30 volts. Snowed. Oh, alright. So anyways, I'm going to be applying 24 volts to, you want to apply it more than that, probably about 30, 13 volts, right around there per strip right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you an example of a working. This one's an actual damaged, and these are the ones that actually get the higher current going through the LEDs, unfortunately. Usually it ranges from like 43 to 50. So like one set is like 43 and then the other set is like 53 or 54, 55. Depends. You really don't get the right voltage meter readings when there's a faulty strip because the board is going in the safe mode and shutting it down. So what I'm gonna be doing is just testing these real quick. I'm gonna put my meter. I got it up about like 14 volts, which is like 13 volts. Comes out to be. You just take the prongs right here. Ooh. If we just test these right here. So you'll see the positive and the negative. I mean, we ain't getting no circuit, no grounding out, which is a good thing because some of these strips, they actually ground out and they'll cause burns in the actual strips itself. So gotta kind of watch out for that. So when you're replacing these LEDs, you want to make sure the pads that are the most burnt are addressed. So here we got this. Obviously that's not going to work, so we'll bump the voltage up. Go about 29 volts, which is like probably around 28. And you can see the LED strips are lighting up right there. So if we go to the other one, Nothing. It's not triggering the circuit breaker on the power supply, so it's not grounding out. I'll just touch that to here again. Nothing. Over here, and we got light. So another thing probably people don't know how to test them is if we drop this voltage down to say about 13 volts, we take a strip out. You can find out what LED it is, but I mean most of the time you want to replace all these LEDs anyways. And that's what I'm going to be doing with this TV exactly, because it's a newer TV. So what I'll do is I'll just grab a screwdriver to ground out the prongs on the end. I'll sit here and take this, hook it on this ground plane here, if I can get it to connect. Crappy leads. Alright, so here I got 13 volts there. I'll put this on the positive. You should be able to get this to light up. If it wants to light up, I don't know. So it's just a screwdriver. So you can see you could light that light strip up right there just by grounding out these two ends and then applying power to these two connectors. So if we went on to this other strip over here, it's a good idea to number these because they're all different lengths depending on what TV you have. So if I take this strip here, we'll do that same thing. I'm just going to stay on here. Might have to solder onto this one. I don't know. Yeah, you guys gonna hear some ambulance or paramedics passing by here. Alright, so we got this done. That's the downtown life for you. Alright, so we can see that strip is good, right? That other one, remember the strip connected, it didn't power up. So we'll take this strip and we'll just try to apply voltage to it. It should power up. And it doesn't. So what we could do is we could take the meter and we could test the meter. What's going on in the UK, Joshua? You said my sister left the UK just in time. What's that supposed to mean? Alright, so I'll bring this under the microscope just so we could see this a little bit better, maybe. Who knows? We're gonna go through and test these. I already popped these shields off on this. So as you can see, I popped the shields off. What you're gonna do is put your meter in dial mode, of course. Alright, so we're in dial mode. You know, it's positive obviously on this side. You're just going to test the LEDs, see which one's bad. Obviously this one's not bad. But in theory it is bad. And why I want to say this is because we'll have a little closer look at it. Well, thanks for tuning in there, Gare Bear. What kind of name is that? So we're going to have a little closer look at this LED. I don't know if I can put the light too much. Yeah, my camera's really not going to allow me to display this proper, unfortunately. We'll try the best here. I don't know if you can see, like there's a crack here going along this side, and there's a crack along this side right here. It's like basically an X. Black spot of death, what do you mean there? From the ashes. Yeah, winter storms are bad sometimes. We didn't get here any in Wisconsin that bad this year. It's basically been summer almost. But I don't know if you can see all those cracks in there too. Not good. Not a healthy diode there, which is the LED. So, all right, so we go to the next one. Enough of that. Oh, you could. What do you guys think about that right there? What does that look like? You can see a little cracking a little bit more in this one. From the ashes, yes, typical LED failure mode. Yes, it does fail a lot. So, I mean, I see these on the strips all the time. LGs, Vizios, some Samsungs. But yeah, that one's pretty screwed up. But let's light it up. Let's see how it does. I mean, because you can get away with. I want to point something out here too on this. You'll see the black spot here. I don't know if you guys can see anything here. You guys see anything that's... I mean, let me see if you guys can point anything out here. What's really wrong with this? Give you guys a second to think about it. But you can kind of tell which LEDs are bad but you have to remove the actual shield sometimes. Sometimes you don't have to. You can kind of angle in and see which ones are bad. I just want to see if you guys can see what's going on with this one exactly. Let me grab one that's let me grab a new LED here. You're close on that one. Where are my tweezers? Alright. Pizza is here. Oh my god. That sounds good. Where'd you order pizza from there, Gary Bear? I don't know what kind of name that is, but okay. So I'm gonna take a new LED out here. Alright, so I got one out. Pizza Hut. Better make sure you deliver a pizza here. That'll be a stuffed crust pepperoni with green peppers. Alright, so I want to put another LED here. I don't know if you guys can see the difference there. Alright, so I'm just going to point it out. This is basically charred here. Usually when these get really charred, they'll sit there and actually burn into the panel and cause a short. This ain't a short, that's good because they're all replaced. But it's actually from, yep, burnt contacts in a sense. It's just overheating. This gets more power than the other strips. So make sure you deliver that pizza there, by the way. No, but if we sit here and we look at it, it's just all, you can see it's just all burnt over here. Like, that's basically the diode in here. You'll be able to see these dials too when I put a new one on here. We'll just look at this new one here. Can you see how clear you can see that? I don't know. It's probably a little blurry. So you could actually see it, the connections and everything. Yeah, this is kind of crazy right here. If you look at these LEDs here, a lot of people don't even know it. When you get a new TV, it's actually at 100% backlight. So you're gonna sit there and burn up your LEDs a lot faster, or burn up your TV a lot faster. And a lot of people don't know that. They don't go into their settings and turn down the backlight of the TV down to 60%. So these LEDs are running at max voltage, so like what they can almost handle, almost to the T, to the max. But So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go through and then we're just gonna test the other LEDs. We'll see which one's faulty. Just on this strip. And believe it or not, just one LED will stop the set from turning on, which is crazy. This one's really charred up here too. That's probably the charged up. Oh. Alright, see, I'm making connection with this thing. I got my probes on both sides, and I gotta apply pressure to this. And it turns on. That is odd. So what we'll do is we'll scrape off a little bit here. And there we go. Right, now we're gonna switch over to the next one here. That one looks pretty screwed up too. One of these days I'll get a better microscope camera, but it does work for what it does. Alright, so can you see this here? Looks like a Chinese letter, doesn't it? It's weird. Clean the contacts. You're funny. Alright, so we'll test the voltages here. You can see this is really charcoaled up big time. That's probably darker than all the other ones, right? So what we'll do is we'll test it. Do we get anything? Nothing. So basically there's your fault right there of the LED. Now some shops will sit there and just replace the one LED. I don't do that. I sit there and replace all of them. Unfortunately, it does take some time to do it, but in the long run it's worth it. The customer's happy. You don't hear from them, oh, my TV quit working or anything like that. So TVs are kind of a pain in the butt to work on. Now we're gonna go to the next LED here. Now look at that one. That one looks also screwed up. So would you feel comfortable just replacing that one? Let's see if this one's blown here. This one's pretty charcoaled up too here. Can you see that line? A lot of heat, because this one, this rail right here, this is basically the bottom rail of the actual TV, so therefore it handles a lot more power. I don't understand it, but if you look at the different strips, the resistance between the two strips, they actually have it's built-in resistors in the strips itself. I don't know how to explain it to you a little bit better, but basically in the center of these, this strip is built in a resistance level. So that's why you want to basically number the boards and put them back the same way. From the ashes. Yes, replace all quality work. Yeah, that is true. You don't want returns. So, I mean, you just don't want somebody's TV going out. I mean, you fix it and like a month later, or 2 months, or a year down the road, something like that, and it goes out. You don't want that. So, it's not good. So, we're going to test this one here. Alright, that's good. I just wonder if I can get the, so you can see the actual, still too low. It's too high for you guys to see, but you can actually see the crack through the LED. So this crack right here, I know you guys can see that. So I mean, you can just basically tell that's a bad LED. I mean, look, see, so I'm powering it off just quick so you guys can see it. Let me try doing that again. Yeah, well, I mean, if the customer sits there, you're right about that. If you sit there, you know, stopping them from coming back, a return customer, you're right about that. And that's what you want to do. If you sit here and just replace one LED like some shops do and get the TV going, but this is difficult strips to do here. So basically, you got to take all these. You got to take all these off carefully. Because you don't want no reflections of the TV. And then also you got to put the plastic shields back on. I'm going to show you how to take those off here. And we're going to replace these LEDs. I mean, depending on the TVs too, you got like anywhere from like 50 to 100 LEDs. So I can see why some shops just want to replace just one, but it's not right. You can see that these LEDs have holes, cracks in them. I mean, does that look like a crack there for you? And look at that, nice beautiful one. Brand new, out of the package. These are basically simple to replace. What you're going to want to not do is when you're removing these right here, let me zoom out here. When you're removing these, you want to make sure that when you snap these off, the plastic shields, you have them the right direction and in the right order, putting them back. And then you're going to put a little glue on each little spot, very lightly. That way you're not getting no reflections or anything like that. You get a brighter picture than some displays where you'll sit there and have like a more of a white spot in the screen itself. So just figured I'd throw that out there, trying to give people advice. So your first step is to remove these. Good old trusty Captain Tape. No, you asked about if they're all standard LEDs. No, there's different brightness. There's I don't know how to explain it. Different brightness, different voltage, reverse dials, and then you got like white light. You got kind of soft light. It's Basically, you want that, set that to the side. Yes, it is a nightmare to stock the parts for them. There is lots of LEDs for the TVs. I'll tell you that. You might not even think they're the right LEDs, but the reverse or something like that. You get them from China, which is crazy. Like these ones right here that I'm replacing, these are hard to come across. I gotta say that too. You gotta have these white shields back on there too. So that's why you want to remove them with the stickiness so they sit back on the board. You don't want to rip them off, you want to use heat. The only reason I'm going like this and I'm removing all of them at once is so I don't have to, you know, change my temperature of my rework station. Usually you can knock out all the LEDs out too, but you want to make sure when you get these LEDs back on there, you want to have them even, because if you don't, then you're going to cause brightness issues. A lot brighter in other areas, and you don't want that. Jet engine. Alright. So what we can do now is replace these LEDs. And what you're going to want to do, usually you could test them before you put them on there, but normally you don't want to test these. If you sit there and test these, you want to test them after the fact that they're on there. Make sure they're working. You don't have no grounding out issues. So what I'm going to do is jack up the temperature here in the rework station. And what we're going to do is we're going to replace it the same way. You see those two little dots there? And that's going to be the ground. So just remember the two little dots that are going to be ground. Replacing these. You want to have ventilation on for sure. I mean, it's up to you if you want to use flux or not. You get it really messy if you use the flux. You can see the solder coming out of there. There's still some solder left on there, so you just put the other, preheat it. Of course, it's going to fly away. When you get it flat down on there and even. If you don't get it flat down on there, what's going to happen is so what you're going to want to do is you want to get it on there even. If you don't get it on there even, what's going to happen is the actual when you get the spacer on there and you have it even with the black dots, it's going to actually create a brighter picture in a certain area. So you want to make sure you get those on there as perfect as you can, how they came off. We got like a little solder ball there. You can see that. And see, what I'm using is a metal plate, so it kind of acts as like a heat plate in a sense. So it's not putting so much temperature on the LED and stressing the LED out. I mean, the silicone's new anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's still hot, but we can still test it. Just make sure we ain't grounding out. I don't know if I could focus in this one since it's a new LED. Let's see. It's pretty neat if you could look under the microscope, if I could show you an actual HD picture of it. It's pretty interesting. And I won't be able to, unfortunately. Well, you can see a little bit, but no. Yeah, you guys ain't be able to see it, so oh well. You can actually see the pad glowing, which is pretty cool. Alright, so we got that one done. I mean, normally you'd use flux on stuff like this, but with this, you know, with the cleaning and nah, not good. That's the one we screwed up, so we'll remove that one. And it's really not going to affect the silicone too much, as long as you don't apply too much heat there for a long period of time. If you do, then you're just going to melt the inside. And make sure you don't touch it in any way, because it's hot and you just messed up the dial. So and then we got a working LED there, so move on to the next one. Yeah, I gotta say it's not fun doing this, but if you're up to the challenge, then I guess you can do it. So alright, that one works. And now to replace the one that was actually blowing. So what's your guys' thoughts on the new advertising that YouTube is doing, where you have to have 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 watching hours? So basically for me streaming, I'm not even getting any AdSense revenue anymore, which kind of sucks. Which I have been getting for over the last couple year. Not much, but something. Just kind of sucks that you can't sit there and, you know, YouTubers that are trying to start off, you know, he really doesn't want to do YouTube. Why is it it's kind of pointless for me to put these videos out here if I'm not gonna send it? But it's just to help other people out, you know, come into situations like this. and somebody can honestly repair their own device. Yeah, from the Ashes, it does. The rules do suck. They really do. I mean, it's just disappointing. You know what? I think it's honestly, it's gonna hurt YouTube's, platform in the long run. I mean, because you're not gonna have new creators. If you don't have new creators making new things, I mean, people are gonna get tired of the same old thing over and over and over, right? So, I kind of feel that's kind of screwed up that they did that. It's kind of in a sense that they're screwing themselves in the long run, if you really ask me. But what do I know? They're $1 billion company, right? So. Yeah, that's right. They don't. They don't. They don't encourage no startup channels now. I mean, people ain't gonna want to start up. I mean, it's in a sense maybe YouTube did kind of maybe. I'm not putting no hatred on YouTube or anything, but I mean, in a sense they stopped doing this with the AdSense and stuff, which is not cool because people don't want to. The incentive of it is, oh, if I keep making videos or contact people then you get a little percentage of it. It ain't much. I mean, people that have million followers or something like that, but yeah. I mean, I'm at like a couple hundred subscribers, but I'm trying to get up there to 1,000 at least. I got the viewing hours. I just don't have the. Yeah, and you're right about that. Makes you from the Ashes. It does make you second guess if you want to do YouTube videos. I mean, I already started them. I mean, there's a lot of other people that do it, like Lewis, iPad Rehab, Jessa. She does it, and it's probably not incentive for her to really do the videos, but she does it to kind of put the content out there, which is awesome. So. I don't know. It's screwed up. I think they need to relook at that policy. Maybe they have a lot of fake accounts or something like that they're trying. So the LED is good right there. Then we'll replace this last one. And then we'll test it in the strip. See, that one's cracked too, so. I mean, really, if you're not replacing these LEDs, then you don't want to just replace one. I mean, it sucks that you got to go through and replace these like this, but it doesn't really take much. It's taking me a lot longer because I'm doing a YouTube video, of course, but I would have already been on like probably the third or fourth strip. And you don't want to buy these off eBay or anything because you're just getting used ones that have probably thousands of hours on it. It's just not worth it. I mean, you take that little blob off there on the little corner there. No biggie. Of course, we're going to test this one. Alright, we're good to go. We'll let this cool down. We'll test it in the strip that it came with. Ooh, that's hot. You don't want to touch that. Hey, how's the video quality, by the way, you guys? If you guys could let me know. Been trying to work with this open broadcaster and do the settings and everything. But the quality and the setup, I'd like your feedback. If you can give me a feedback, appreciate it. I'll let that cool down for a second. Grab some drink. And actually, I appreciate the effort of Q-Tech Service is showing me what other things I can fix and skills and equipment I already have. Crispy and clear, I like, cool. Multiple angles. That's cool, thanks. Hey, what's up, Viper? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the feedback, Ashes. I'm doing good, Viper. Alright, so we got this, we could put this aside. We'll grab the matching number, number 4 here. We'll apply close to 30 volts into this. Not quite. You don't want to stress the LEDs out. Getting any pizza? What? What are you talking about pizza? Why is everybody talking about pizza on the stream? Alright, so we got every LED lit up there now. And that's not even max. I mean, you can go a couple more volts than that if you really wanted to, but I mean, they all read different just because of the resistance. And you can hear the power supply. See, 28 volts. So, I mean, even if I just kick it down a little bit, it won't even power up. So, you gotta be right on your voltage. So, if I drop this down to about, power converter over here is about voltage low of what it normally is. So, that's barely right there. That's about 28 volts. Well, that's cool, Viper. Yeah, I mean, if your computer's under warranty and it's under warranty, why have another repair shop repair it? It's just a waste of money, if you ask me. So we'll shut that off. Like I said, if you just wanted to test the actual strip itself, you could do about 14 volts. There you go. So that's like 14 volts. You just divide it, basically like 30 volts, divide it by 2, and then you have the 15 volts. But really don't want to put 15 volts in the strip if you don't have to. So basically all there is to do on this is, you know, put these back. You want to put these as even as possible if you can. It's usually a good idea to use air too, but you'll sit there and know like how this looks. I mean, I don't know if you know what this kind of like looks like, but let's see if I get it in the camera here. Not gonna say, but as long as it's facing downwards like this, you want to press it down firm because you have all the stickiness. That's why you want to use heat removing these. So if we take a look at this, so after you're done placing them, you're going to want to heat them on there. Pretty hot. Alright, so we got this all seated down. Best you're gonna get. And at this point, all you have to do is just put the lenses on there. Basically, you're going to want to glue these down. I'll put the microscope on here so you can see. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to glue these. I use an epoxy. Get this on the camera here. 5-minute epoxy. get used to the camera setup here, you guys. So you just use that, mix a little bit, make sure you do each strip at a time, and you're gonna put like little dots on here, and you want to make sure this is evenly lined up. You don't want it over here. You don't want it like this. If you have it like this, then you're gonna have brighter areas in the TV. I recommend somebody not do that. So what you're going to want to do is have this evenly. Why I point this out is because you got the LED, and that's why you want to put the LEDs in the right spot. You have them off a little bit, left to the right or up or down. This is not going to filter right. You see the ring that it's creating? If you have it off a little offside, you see the ring that it's creating with the actual the reflection of this just alone itself. That's what it's going to do on the TV with the light. So let's go back down here and you see a perfect ring. There's a perfect ring. Cannot display this any better than this, but you got a perfect ring. If you have a crooked ring, what's going to happen? You're going to have actual light reflecting at another angle or something like that. You don't want that. So make sure when you're curing these, they're all even and they're proper and level. So yeah, you can actually find a video on YouTube how to remove these strips from the TV. They're actually glued down to the back adhesive, and I tell people if you're gonna repair these TVs, sorry, my bad. If you're gonna replace these TVs, you're gonna wanna, like, even with the adhesive back sticking back on the actual panel itself, when you're putting the TV back, you're going to want to put some Captain tape here. Just by putting Captain tape in the center underneath the panel, just so this is heat tape, so it'll stick and it'll last for a while. So I hope this video helps other people try to fix this is actually for like Vizios. They have this in Vizios, LG, of course. Sorry about that, you guys. But yeah, so I mean, I hope this helps somebody, you know, fix their TV or come across this or replacing the LEDs. The best thing to do is just go at them, heat them up right away. Don't sit there and put a lot of heat on them. And go through, you can test the strip, see what's wrong. But if you're going to just replace one LED on the strip and the TV goes and fails like a month, a year down the road or whatever, I mean, when you already got the TV, all the panel down, you got all the filters already out of the TV, you already have it in a part, so why not? It's a lot more work, but why not sit there and actually do it right and replace every LED there is, or dial, whatever you want to call it. And I think yeah, I could show an example why you want to replace each dial. I could go through other strips and show you too, but you're going to see that cracking formation on this actual LED itself. If you ask me, it's kind of a crappy LED itself. The LED is just, I don't know, it's not good as like other TVs I've seen where they have just a solid kind of like resistor kind of base. Looks like a resistor in a sense, or a capacitor, you know, of like an iPhone or something like that, but and they're small. Those I like those a lot better because they got all this issues with the lining up the film and the lens, and it's like basically old school TV repair in a sense. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching the stream, how to repair the LEDs on the LG, and this is for Vizio and a couple other TVs too. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, I appreciate it. And if you guys get a chance, please give this a thumbs up, like it, and subscribe. I appreciate it.